Good morning once again, Ascenders and Relocators. Clarity Guru greets you, embedded in the past to help clarify the future for you. Much of what I say initially might seem completely blasphemous and heretical because I have to point out the truth. And the truth is that there is no power, however you may want to call it, that can remove the negative, destructive aspects of existence for you. No such thing. No such power. You can call it God, you can call it goddess. Doesn't matter. You can leave it nameless if you want. It doesn't exist. Existence is the effects of an idea. The problem is the idea itself. Is the idea of trying to create a new identity with that inherently, from the very beginning, has a dualistic activity or dynamic, which is the necessity to construct a new identity and a new reality, and also the necessity to destruct the old identity and reality. Okay, you got to get rid of what the previous identity and reality. Otherwise, that's still going to be there, and you're going to be completely attracted to it. So it's completely impossible to pursue the idea of creating a new identity unless you are generating tremendous plausible evidence that you are effectively negating the old identity and reality. So first, in order to destroy something, first you have to have something constructed. Okay, you construct something and then you destruct it. But the construction is for the purpose of the destruction. Okay, so the destruction is there from the very beginning, waiting for something to be constructed so then it can swoop in and destroy it. So that's the inherent dynamic of this idea. You cannot change the effects of an idea. It's impossible. Doesn't matter if you can. Of course, we invent a god, an imaginary god that supposedly is this part of capable of nullifying the destructive negative dynamic of existence. We're praying, God, please, God, can't you not take this misery off of us? And so we all try to believe there's some way. Now, some make a God out of science, okay, and they think science is going to be able to do this. Cannot. It cannot. There is nothing, no power, whether it's God, goddess, or science, doesn't matter, cannot get rid of the negative dynamic of existence, the destructive dynamics. Impossible. That is not blasphemous. It's not heretical. It is truth, and it's obvious truth. If you listen to it and you hear it, you just say, of course. Of course, you say, I've always known that. It's just that I was afraid to admit that I knew it. But Clarity Guru helps you with this whole process. So the answer is, of course, the answer is simply to choose a new idea. How could it be any simpler than that? And again, you say, I knew that all along. It's just I was afraid to say anything to admit it. So all you need to do is choose a new idea. The idea of not trying to create a new identity gives continuity. Okay, you can choose any idea you want, but the idea of not trying to create a new identity gives continuity with the previous idea. So that therefore you feel the same basic structure, except it's free of negation. Okay, because you're not trying to create a new identity, therefore you're not trying to negate anything. However, in order to have evidence that you're not trying to negate, you need to have constructs. You see how beautiful that is? So you can still have a dwelling place like a planet. And you can still have trees and grass and sky and lakes and breezes and the whole thing. You can still have it all. All the constructs you're familiar with, except there's no negation of it. No negation. There's no corruption. There's no aging. There's no sickness. There's no dying. There's no destructiveness. There's no fragmenting taking place. All of that is not taking place. Everything is just shimmering with beautiful felt identity and presence. That's what you get. So there's tremendous continuity. Tremendous continuity. It's like you can go from the smoggy city and fly over to some tropical retreat, and you get out there, crystal clear skies and the breeze. It's just wonderful. And you say, and you say, well, there's some continuity. I still feel like I'm the surroundings are something that I feel some continuity, and yet it's so much better, so much better. So you don't have a problem doing that. So it's the same thing with the idea of not trying to create a new identity. The effects of that have a lot of similarity, except it's free of negation. You feel, I feel it's so wonderful. I feel the presence of life. You know, it's just all around me. I feel this felt presence of God-created identity in life. So it's that simple. So you're aware of all this. It's just buried. It's buried because you've never heard anyone say it here in this world. You know, that's the problem. I've never heard anyone say it here in this world, to tell you the truth. For me, I'm the first one who's ever said any of this. I spent a lifetime studying the spiritual teachings of this planet. Never have I ever heard, you know, the clarity that is sufficient. You know, everything is kind of watered down and mixed up so as to not be too directly clear. You know, but you know, come on, the relocation time is upon us very, very soon, within a matter of several years. So we don't have the time to fiddle around right now. Nobody does. You either decide you're going to get it now, or you decide you're not going to get it now. And you're going to go through another cycling, and put your faith in the processes of nature, which is absolute folly, okay? Never, ever should you place your faith in nature, in this universe, in existence, in the processes, because the processes will always be dualistic dynamic of construction and destruction. Always, this idea will always be that way. Never will there be any change in that. It's impossible. The only remedy is to choose a new idea. And if those who decide they're not going to choose a new idea, they're going to keep putting their faith in science or religion, okay, they are going to just continue on with the continual cycle of false hope, of plausibility, okay, of plausibility, construction and destruction. They'll just continue on with that. But those who can admit it, say, yeah, I know the truth, and I'm not afraid to be aware and admit the truth. You can go then choose a new idea and experience those effects, and it's going to be fantastic for you. Wonderful. Okay? Thanks for this Clarity Guru. I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.